am here in Berlin to run the Berlin Marathon as a guide for Chris Nikic, who is the first athlete with Down syndrome to complete an Ironman. So at the center of this whole adventure is Chris Nikic, who will give you the longest hug that you've ever gotten, but also the warmest hug that you've ever gotten. We have Amanda, Chris's OG long-term guide for marathons, who is the queen of endurance sports, and she's also the queen of the selfie. She knows how to work the camera. And then you have Nick, Chris's dad, who is 8 feet tall and all heart, and really amazing how he has nurtured and encouraged and grown Chris in so many different ways.
Are you ready for tomorrow?
Happy race day.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Excited?
Good.
You're not awake yet.
Yeah, so don't yell. Near the end, I'm gonna pass you and Amanda.
Love it.
But during the race, keep it between 140 and 150. Okay. Okay? That's nice and steady, you can handle that.
Chris is chilling.
He seems so relaxed, like there's
he's always relaxed. It's the rest of us that are nervous.
As you can see, he's very calm. Nothing affects him. He's always having fun the same way all the time. You hear him talking non-stop, right?
Yeah.
He just doesn't stop.
Yeah, he just seems very unfazed that he's racing.
Nice!
I love it.
Huge fan, Chris. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan from Italy. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. It's amazing. Your journey, everything. I'm doing Ironman because of you. Thank you. Thank you.
From there, yeah.
Good luck.
Well, we can put it in the bag.
Thank you.
Good luck, Amanda.
Yes, thank you.
Chris, good luck.
It's in WhatsApp.
Let's do it.
A guide is a friend who runs with you, and you're not there alone.
Well, first and foremost, my job as a guide is to make sure that he's safe the whole time, and ideally finishing the race, although as a guide you've got to follow the lead of the person that you're guiding and check in with them and make sure that you're looking out for their health.
What's your heart rate, Chris? 130. All right, we can push it a little bit more.
We do fun heart rate checks where he'll scream out what his heart rate is because he's wearing his watch.
Mile 3. Mile 3, baby.
It's to motivate him, to encourage him, to maybe push him a little bit outside of his regular comfort zone and as fast as he normally would be running if I wasn't there.
Do you think you're faster than me, Chris?
Yeah.
You do? You think your muscles are bigger than me?
No.
Oh, I'm slow? All right, well, let's see if you can catch me then. Can you catch me then? How slow am I, Chris?
And it's also to help him stay focused. One of the things that I love about Chris is he's one of the most loving people that I've ever met, and that means that he wants to hug everyone he meets. And so the crowds at marathons are incredible, and a lot of people are especially excited to see him and want to hug him. If we were hugging everyone for 26.2 miles, we would not finish before sunset. And so, yeah, it's also keeping him on track.
How are they doing?
They're averaging 650 per kilometer. They should be averaging 8. So they're going a little fast, which either tells me he's strong or they're going too fast, which, you know, might burn him out a little bit, but maybe they figured out the formula to get his mind to fight through that immediate pain he feels from the heart rate. Maybe he's figuring it out. He's strong, so I'm not worried about him not finishing, just about mentally getting in the right state. So he's doing great.
We're moving!
If there were no people around, Chris wouldn't run. Chris only runs because of the people.
I mean, that's a great reason.
You're my hero. I watched your marathon finish.
It's important for the community for him to be part of the race too. He's having a wonderful experience, and I think it's great for people to see him running and participating and as their peer.
And that's the message. Our kids are not part of the community. There's not a category, there's not a group for them. They're just left at home alone. And you know, what do you do to a human being when you want to punish them? You isolate them, right? Well, our kids are isolated simply through exclusion. And when they see someone like Chris, they're like, oh, he's different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just another different kind of different.
Celebrate the diversity,
The
right?
diversity, intellectual differences are, you know, you have people with a 70 IQ like Chris, and you have people with 170 IQ. But you know what? I'm willing to bet that there's a lot of things Chris can do with a 70 IQ that people with a 170 can't. But those are the beauties of diversity and differences. We're hoping to get that message across and get more people participating and more of the community welcoming.
I love that.
And it's just hard. It's a hard battle, but it's a worthwhile battle.
We're coming through for the half marathon. You ready? Yeah. Yeah? Chris. You feel strong?
Go, Chris.
Woo! Halfway, baby. Keep going, that's good. Stay.
My why for this race is to really celebrate inclusion in the sport and to show that running a marathon can be a community event and not like an individual pursuit. My why for getting involved in endurance sports in general is all about mental health and honoring my best friend who passed of cancer.
So most of my life I have struggled with really debilitating OCD and anxiety, and the OCD is all related to mortality, sickness, contamination, germs, pandemics, freak accidents. I ended up really hitting rock bottom when the pandemic came because it kind of represented all of my worst fears coming true. The things that I had been doing and was being told were irrational, like sanitizing my groceries, thinking about airflow, wearing a mask, suddenly being normalized during the pandemic. And then on top of that, my best friend and #1 support system in the whole world was going through cancer treatment after a terminal cancer diagnosis. And so my rock bottom moment came when I knocked over a pot of boiling water and it burned off this whole portion of my leg. I had this severe burn, but I refused to go to the hospital because I didn't want to leave quarantine. And so my friend Maya, who was going through cancer treatment, ended up having an intervention for me to get into an OCD recovery program. And that was such an inflection point in my life because I was really ashamed and embarrassed and sad that my best friend, who was going through a stage 4 cancer diagnosis and treatment, was spending time worried about me. I felt a lot of shame around that and really committed to my OCD program. And part of the program is that you do what's called exposure therapies. And so you kind of work your way up a pyramid of doing things that terrify you or that lead to compulsions or lead to irrational phobias.
This is a milestone for me because I haven't had a sweet green salad in a year. Because of my OCD, I've been afraid to eat takeout. My heart is beating, this is funny. Okay.
And at the top of my pyramid was to do a triathlon because it represented basically the opposite of how I was living. It represented a lot of my fears in one, large groups of people, sweaty, grimy, dirty. There's a lot of risk in a triathlon. But once I started to get more involved with it, I built confidence and a community, and it really changed how I saw myself, and it changed my mental health program. All that is to say, I really believe in the connection between mental and physical health and what sport can do for you. And I think that marathon is one of the most inclusive sports in the sense that you need a pair of shoes and some space to run around. So the idea of making it even more inclusive and showing that it's not just about having a specific time goal or doing your sub-3 or sub-4 hour marathon, but it's about everything that comes with this experience. That's why I guide, and why I want to be a guide is because I want to be able to help give that opportunity to other people. And I also just find that through serving others, we also serve ourselves. And I feel more fulfilled and happy when I'm giving back and know that I'm making an impact.
You should be confident because you know what? You're strong, and we're gonna finish this, and we're gonna make a video for you.
How's he doing?
He's okay, he's tired. He'll finish, but he's tired.
We're 3 miles away.
People like Raymond are gonna play a huge role because they amplify the message.
You are so strong. You're giving us the sprint. Finish is right there.
And they share it with other people around the world to say, look, this is really cool. We all want to be guides. We want to help as many of our kids with intellectual disabilities as possible. And they bring enormous value to the movement to bring awareness to a whole new community that we might not have access to.
So good.
That's right.
right.
You got it.
See that finish?
You got it, buddy. So proud of you. Oh my gosh. So good. So good, buddy. So good.
If too much time passes and only Chris does it, then people dismiss him as an anomaly and that he doesn't represent the Down syndrome community.
You want to hug your dad?
And that would be a shame. That's the part I would really hate to see. And so we're doing everything we can to promote other people doing it so that he doesn't become the anomaly. Oh, I'm so proud of you. So proud of you.
Thank you.
Congrats to you. First marathon.
Good
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. That was
Thank
awesome.
you, Nick. That was awesome.
You guys did great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally
Thank
broke
you.
6 hours.